is up, YouTube family? We are back at it again. And I wanted to holler at y'all one more time because I got some shit on my mind. I am tired of seeing couples bicker and argue and bump heads and just be stuck in misery with each other. Like, that should be bringing my mood down. It is crazy to see all these people in these toxic ass relationships and just be stuck with each other and just be wasting time, wasting years with each other. And just keep going through all this fucking drama and trauma, and it's just crazy. I can sit there and listen to your conversation you having with somebody for 10 minutes and tell that y'all ain't supposed to be together. I can tell it's a toxic relationship just listening to your conversation. I want y'all to sit back and count how many times in a regular conversation that y'all bump heads, disagree with each other, and talk shit to each other. Put the arguing to the side. Just in general conversation. Even when you're not arguing, you still bumping heads, you still clashing. You're still not compatible. You're still disrespecting each other. You're still talking shit to each other. I heard a couple the other day, they were bickering about food. They couldn't even have a regular conversation about what they were going to eat that night without bickering and talking shit to each other. That shit is crazy to me. Who the fuck wants to be around somebody that they can't even order food with without having an argument or being disrespected or getting into a little spat or just talking some shit to each other over whether we're going to have Chinese or chicken? How the fuck you going to build anything if you can't even agree on what you gonna eat that night without fucking arguing? How you gonna handle real shit? How you gonna compromise with each other on the shit that really matters? If you ain't got no respect for each other to even have a cordial conversation about Chinese food or pizza. How you gonna raise kids and then have intelligent parenting conversations and compromise on different things like school curriculum, parenting and punishments, what the kids' chores should be, religion, family issues, money. If you can't even respect each other enough to talk about food without arguing and bickering and talking shit to each other, y'all don't realize how much you disrespect each other in a regular conversation. I be listening to these conversations and I be like, yo, I would have hung the phone up long time ago. If she would have said that to me, I'd have been like, what? Because that's how I was back in the day. Like, my homeboys, they used to say I was too hard on females. Because I would cut them, like, so quick. Over the smallest shit. It'd be a chick, she could be fine as all outside, you know what I'm saying? And I would just cut her off. She ain't even know why. But it was because I seen what I needed to see. I saw the signs. I never had a whole bunch of female drama in my life because I knew how to cut that shit short real fast. And I never set the tone to allow that shit in the first place. If I was on a phone with a female and she started talking to me crazy, I might be cordial about it, but she would never hear from me again. And I never disrespected women in these conversations because it's a two-way street. I give you respect, you give me respect. But if I'm giving you respect and you can't do the same for me, then I get the fuck on. It's that simple. I don't care how fine you are. It's a whole bunch of fine women out here. And they got replaced with an even finer one. There were women in my life that people thought I should have married because they were so fine. From the outside, it looked good to them. But I'm like, I'm with this person. I know what they about. And I could tell whether they were wifey material or not. Real quick, real easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that hard to figure this shit out. That's why it boggles my mind so much that I be seeing all these people with these toxic partners and they can't see that shit. Or they just keep putting up with that shit for like 7 years type shit. You wasting 7 years on a motherfucker that called you a deadbeat motherfucker in year 1. She called you a deadbeat motherfucker and called your mama a silly bitch in year 1. And you still with her in year 7. And she taking you through straight hell. That's your motherfucking fault. That's your fault. If you still with a toxic motherfucker and you wasted years on this toxic motherfucker, guess what? That's your fault. Stop crying. You know what I'm saying? The problem is you. The problem is you can't walk away for whatever reason. Sometimes y'all need to just cut your losses and be by your motherfucking self. That's what I did. I ain't had no problem being a hermit until I got my shit together and got myself together and got that bullshit away from me. Some of y'all need to start loving yourselves. Y'all been in so many toxic relationships for so long that you don't know what regular relationships are. You don't even know how to love yourself because you weren't loved by the person you was with. You weren't loving yourself because you was forcing yourself to be with somebody who really didn't love you. So you don't even know what real love is. So some of y'all need to go and be by yourself and figure out how to love yourself. Because see, when you love yourself, you don't put up with nothing less than. Once you have your self-respect back and you understand what real love is and what real respect is, you won't even let a person call you out your name. You will never let a person even talk to you in a certain tone. So if you dating somebody and they start talking to you reckless, you check that shit right then. You be like, yo, who you talking to? Yo, lower your voice. Who you disrespect? Like, you got to check that shit early. Y'all so caught up in this hip hop culture shit and how reckless these motherfuckers be talking to each other and, you know, And y'all fall in love so much with the sex that y'all just be letting all the shit that really matters slide. And then you wonder why you in a toxic relationship, because the substance, the real substance of a real relationship, which is real love and real respect, y'all let that shit slide too much. Now you can't go back and get that because you didn't set the standard for that in the beginning. So now they just talking to you and treating you any kind of way. And now you stuck in that shit because you didn't spend so much time with this person. You don't want to let that time go and let that shit be a loss. And then the sex is good, so you don't want to lose that. So you stay in that shit. And you keep getting disrespected. And you keep getting used and abused. And you keep getting, you keep letting somebody just talk shit to you. And then majority of the time, they end up cheating on your ass because ain't no respect. So I just wanted to put this shit out here because I be wanting to counsel some of these people I be listening to. Now, I've been married for 20 years. It's been an easy 20 years. It ain't been perfect. No relationship is perfect. Nobody is perfect. But my 20th anniversary that I just had with my wife in the Bahamas, that shit still feels like the first year we were married because of the foundational relationship things, the necessities that it was built on from day one. Love and respect. Hard work, dedication, discipline, all those things. And see, that's what's wrong with a lot of y'all. Y'all haven't mastered those basic elements of just being a functioning person. A lot of y'all got so much trauma, and I understand. We all got trauma. But that's the thing. We all got trauma. You got to get over that shit. And you got to stop lowering your standards just because of your own insecurities and your own trauma. Now, I know that shit is easier said than done, but you got to do that shit by any means necessary. Do that shit for your kids. I hate to see somebody with a toxic motherfucker and they refuse to get that motherfucker away even for their kids. So now you putting your kids around this toxic motherfucker. Female or male. They both can be toxic. And a lot of times, y'all both are toxic at the same time. Some of y'all just need to let that shit go. Y'all need to fucking move away. Just cut your losses and roll the fuck out. Stop wasting your time on somebody who don't respect you. How hard is that? But see, you so selfish into the lustful parts of it, or the financial parts of it, or the whatever the fuck you see in that motherfucker. Because it's obviously something clouding you from the reality of the situation. Because anybody on the outside that's sane-minded and not in that toxic shit, they can see that shit real easy. Your parents could see it. I feel sorry if your daddy got to see it. I kill somebody over having my kids up in some shit like that. Hurt something. So do better with yourselves. Treat yourselves better. You deserve better. Raise the bar on who you spending your time with. This is time you cannot get back. Time is priceless. You can't buy that shit. Once it's gone, it's gone. So why would you waste time on somebody who ain't worth your time? It's because you don't know what you worth. Do better. Until next time, I holla 100.